Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your show, Good Morning Kuwait. This is your host, Abdulaziz Darwish. We are coming to you live this morning from the Ministry of Information studios here in downtown Kuwait. As usual, we share with you a variety of segments with several reports, and sometimes also we have different things to share with you. And before we start, I would like to greet our working crew and also my colleague, Sarah. Good morning, Sarah, and happy to see you today.
Happy to see you too, Abdulaziz, and good morning to you, dear viewers, and everyone who's watching us through KTV2. Welcome to a new episode of your morning program, Good Morning Kuwait. And today, as always, we have various segments and special guests. So please keep watching us till the end of the episode. Sir Aziz, one of our special guests for today is His Excellency, the Ambassador of India, our brother and sisters from India to Kuwait. And actually, we have that relationship, that really tighten and really strong relations between India and Kuwait.
And also, we always appreciate the bilateral diplomatic relation between the two friendly countries. The state of Kuwait and Republic of India share a unique relationship for a long time ago.
Yes.
Even from our ancestors, when we are already, our history is far beyond that diplomatic relation between India and the state of Kuwait. When our already ancestors traveling by bus to the India and coming back here, you will see this is a strong bond between the two friendly countries from that time. And we always appreciate this relationship, and we also wish this will be extended further and further to be more with the trade exchange and cultural exchange, and even more, Sarah.
Even more, hopefully, Abdulaziz, as you mentioned, we have that strong historical rooted trade between India and Kuwait hundreds ago till now, when they actually have that gold trade and spices trade from 200 and 300 years ago till now. And also we have that huge Indian community here in Kuwait. They are helping us in many fields, many fields, many jobs as well. We have too many brothers and sisters from India. So have you been in India before, Abdulaziz?
Actually, I am planning soon to visit India, because it's one of the touristic destination. India already knows from too many side, if you want to go to we call it for the tourism.
Yes.
They have all the seasons in one day. They have a beautiful destination. If we'll talk about something else in the nature, India is one of the main countries with the beautiful nature also.
Exactly. It's actually India, one of the most beautiful countries with its nature, its culture, traditions, and historical, places as well. And I know a lot of people, they do love watching some Indian movies. So they do actually get influenced by the traditions, the clothes, and the songs as well. So that's why they do love going to India. So today we're going to talk more about India.
Yes, sure. And also in addition, we have a daily segment about the weather forecast. So let's check about the weather forecast for today and for whole week, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
One of our daily segments, which is Kuna News. So how about to check it with my colleague Abdulaziz?
We are back to our show again. Good morning, Kuwait. Now it's time for Kuwaiti News Agency. Arab Parliament President announced the posthumous award for the Leadership Medal to the late Kuwaiti writer and poet Abdulaziz Al-Babtain for his significant contributions to noble goals for the Arab nation. Kuwait defeated Iraq 32-20 in the 21st Asian Handball Championship to reach the semi-final and qualify for the World Handball Tourney 2025. The last participation of the Kuwaiti handball team in the World Cup was in Croatian Championship in 2009, 15 years ago. The first group of the main stage of the tournament includes the team of Japan, Qatar, the UAE, and Iran. The second group includes Kuwait, Bahrain, Iraq, and South Korea. The Asian Handball Championship kicked off last Thursday in Bahrain with the participation of 16 teams. Kuwaiti jet ski racer Mohammed Albaz on Sunday won the first place on the runabout GP1 division of the UAE International Aquabike Championship, its first round. In the statement for Kuna, Albaz said that this win comes after an intensive competition with 22 other races from around the world. Minister of Health Dr. Ahmed Al-Awadi launched on Sunday the opening of Al Mutla Health Center 1 in the Sector 9 N11 a week after receiving it from the Public Authority for Housing Welfare as part of the expansion of the health centers in new residential. This is our news for today. Let's go to this break. That will continue your show. Good morning, Kuwait.
Well, today me and my colleague Abdulaziz were talking about Kuwait and India, how we have that historical trade about gold trade, like people used to go with ships to have some gold and then buy it and sell it here in Kuwait. But now we have different methods, isn't it?
Different method and several methods. That's why we have several ways to invest in gold. And let's learn more about this method with the gold expert from our already show. So let's check it out together. That will be right back. Stay tuned.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. This is Nasser Zaid Isa Al-Attar, gold merchant in Kuwait and global trading in the gold market. We have Al-Attar and Yunus for a group for jewelries and gold trading in gold market of Kuwait. Gold is now the best investing in the world and the safest investment in the world. We have a lot of jewelries and gold bars in our companies, and we almost trading in the global market, and we have a lot of gold bars and jewelries in five companies in Kuwait gold market. In our company, we have a lot of gold bar we sell and trading. The first gold bar in Kuwait, it's Laura, the made in Kuwait. It's made in Kuwait. We have a lot of gold bars with Laura now. It's the best investment in the gold market of Kuwait. And we also have the Swiss made gold bars, and we have a lot of gold bars and coins. Coins, it's coming from the outside of Kuwait, and we sell it with a global price with the gold price. We have also the limited editions gold bars. It's coming from outside of Kuwait, pump companies. It's a Swiss company, like a pump and the Velcombis and the Sema. It's coming from UAE, United Arab Emirates. We have also jewelries. We can put the gold bars in the jewelries, and the women can wear it and save the monies with jewelries.
We are back to our show again. Good morning, Kuwait. We're moving for our first interview segment. We'll talk about India-Kuwait relations, our bilateral diplomatic relation between the Republic of India and the State of Kuwait. The two countries share a friendly ties. Kuwait houses a large expatriates already Indian population, and it's already the source of 10 to 12% of India's oil imports, while India is among the largest trade partners of Kuwait. To know more, let's welcome with us in the studio with the pleasure His Excellency Dr. Adarsh Swaike. He's the Ambassador of India to the State of Kuwait. Hello, Your Excellency, and thank you so much for joining us on our show. Good morning, Kuwait.
Thank you, Mr. Abdulaziz, and it's always a pleasure to be on your show.
You're most welcome, and thank you so much for joining us on our show. Good morning, Kuwait. Your Excellency, this year we are celebrating the 75th anniversary for the diplomatic relation and also the celebration of Republic of India. How can you describe this celebration between the two friendly countries, Your Excellency?
This is the 75th Republic Day of India.
Yes.
And whereas our bilateral relations, we have done 63 years of our diplomatic relationship. But we have two national days. One is the Republic Day of India, and the other is the Independence Day of India, which falls on 15th of August. So Republic Day of India essentially is when our constitution came into effect. And therefore, if today's, those of you who would be following the Indian channels, on 26th of January, you will see that there is a very huge celebrations in Delhi, obviously all across India, but particularly in Delhi, from the Rashtrapati Bhavan down to the Raisina Hill and you will see a splendid show of various bands, army bands, army marching, then tableaus of various states of India, which depict the very good aspects of all our states. And we always have a dignitary from abroad as a chief guest. This time it's the French president. So that's a part of Delhi celebrations. But we in embassy also celebrate in two different ways. One is that on the 26th January morning, we have a flag hoisting ceremony by the ambassador.
Nice.
And the Indian community joins in large numbers. So since it's a Friday this time, we expect a large number of our Indians to join us. And I will be also hosting a National Day reception for our Kuwaiti dignitaries and friends, diplomatic corps, and prominent members of Indian community. That will happen on 29th. So this is how we celebrate. We look forward to the celebrations, and 75 years actually have been glorious 75 years for India.
Nice, and also 75 years of the achievement, accomplishment, and more of the success. And on behalf of our show, Good Morning Kuwait, we're wishing all the people in the state of Kuwait, Republic of India, more prosperity and more development.
Thank you.
Because we share a unique relationship between the two friendly countries. You already mentioned in the beginning, like we celebrate the 60th anniversary like a couple of years ago. And today we're celebrating the Day of the Republic of India. So today we'll talk about something else. To talk about the certain events. So we'll talk about the last event which happened last year's. Too many events already holding from the Embassy, Republic of India to the state of Kuwait, big events. Can you elaborate more about it, Your Excellency, about the events?
We have tried in our own way to deepen the partnership between India and Kuwait. And obviously, we have a long historical legacy of very strong bonds of friendship between our two countries. And therefore, our events are, one, to deepen the economic partnership, and number two, to forge closer bonds of culture and people-to-people linkages. And therefore, in the last 1 year, you have been part of one or two of our events.
Our privilege, yes.
Yes, and therefore we have done an entire spectrum of events, ranging from economic events like investment seminar, IT seminar, tourism promotion event. We also did on the social side and cultural side. We had the Festival of India. In Kuwait, we brought very, very good cultural troops from India. We also participated in a summer festival. On the other hand, we did a beach cleaning event with the participation of not only local authorities, but a lot of Indian associations.
Nice.
So in a way, if you ask me and I look back, I think we've done a wide spectrum of events touching almost all sectors of our bilateral cooperation. So and we'll continue doing that. You will see quite a lot of our events front-loaded before the summer sets in. So this is the period we start with the Republic Day celebrations later this week, and then we go into February, March. So we know that this is a period in Kuwait where the weather allows us to do a lot of events, and we will do it.
And also, I also appreciate the events already held by the Embassy of India to the state of Kuwait. I saw like the working group preparing some reports and also shots about the beautiful Republic of India. It goes me to another topic. I know like during this year and this month, you had like a media trip from the GCC countries and Arab countries to the Republic of India. And how would you describe this media trip and media already coverage for Republic of India from the GCC countries and Arab countries, Your Excellency?
No, it's something very important you have raised, because media is something which projects what we are doing. We may be doing things in our own way, but friends like you and other media friends, they help us project that to a wider audience. Therefore, media is so important in every way, and therefore we didn't have a media delegation from Kuwait to go to India in the recent past. So therefore, the day I came in last 2022, my first objective was to send the media delegation from Kuwait to India. I'm happy that it happened finally after a year. No, we had a very, very comprehensive program for them. They visited two cities, Delhi and Mumbai.
Nice.
They visited, they had interactions with our foreign office. They had interactions with educational institutions like IIT Delhi. They visited some of the infrastructure projects like Delhi Metro. They visited the International Solar Alliance Secretariat. They had interactions with the business trade bodies like FICCI. So overall, it was a good program, and we also combined trips, cultural sites like Taj Mahal. They went to Taj Mahal in Agra.
Nice.
So we wanted to give them an overall experience, and more importantly, to show them the India of today.
Yes.
The most populous country in the world, democracy, the vibrant democracy with cultural ethos and secularism all at work. So that's what we wanted. And my advice to them, please go with an open mind. You will see India developing so fast. You may have gone 5 years before or 2 years before, but you will see a lot of changes. So I am yet to receive a feedback. I am meeting them this week, and I am sure that they will have something new to tell me.
And also we have our colleagues, so they're going to join us to talk more about the beautiful Republic of India, because you share with us about the general information about their trip. We'll take the experience from their perspective to see how much the Republic of India more beautiful for the diverse of the culture and tradition and even more. So now it goes me to another topic. We'll talk about the economic side, Your Excellency, between the two friendly countries. How do you see the economic relationship between the State of Kuwait, Republic of India? We'll talk about the agreements and what would you want to elaborate for this topic, Your Excellency?
Economic partnership is something which I would say is the fulcrum of our relationship. In fact, the relations between the two countries started because of maritime trade. And Kuwaitis in the 19th and 20th century went to India with a lot of pearls and Arabian horse dates and brought back stuff from India for timber, textiles and all. So our whole relationship is based on trade. And therefore, I feel that trade is something which should remain important, which is important. And from our side, and I'm sure from the Kuwaiti side, we are looking at strengthening our economic partnership. Today, last year, we clocked around $14 billion of bilateral trade. It's not bad. But as an ambassador, I would my whole purpose is to see the trade and investments go up by leaps and bounds. And there is a lot of potential. See, there is sometimes you don't have much potential. But yes, as two very proximate countries, two peoples who know each other, I think we have tremendous scope for both bilateral trade and investments, particularly on project exports from India. A lot of Indian companies have executed very large-scale infrastructure projects in Kuwait. They are bidding for some of the projects, and I'm sure with the expertise and global outreach they have today, they will be very, very competitive in their project delivery.
Nice. And this is what comes about the economic, and we hope it will be much better for the trade exchange economic side between the two friendly countries. We are still in the beginning of the year 2024. So what about your vision for the future cooperation between the two friendly countries, Your Excellency? For sure, there is something always instead of the economic and trade exchange. People always looking forward to more cooperation. What do you want to elaborate, Your Excellency?
You're right. There are a number of sectors where we can do more, or actually we haven't done much or even little. For example, if you see the Indian strengths, where does India's economic strength lie? Today it is information technology is worldwide known. Pharmaceuticals is worldwide known. Artificial intelligence. Today we have one of the largest renewable energy program, the third largest in the world. So I think these are sectors where we need to do more. Space technology, for example, last 1 year we have done feats after feats in space, whether it was a lunar mission, the Chandrayaan mission to the moon, or the solar mission, and we will have a number of missions in the next 1 or 2 years, the Gaganyaan mission and all. So I think space, another is a very, very key area of cooperation. You have started your journey into space last year with KuwaitSat-1. So I think these are some of the new emerging high technology areas where there is a lot of possibility.
Too much possibility to have more cooperation between the two friendly countries. Now let's talk about the events already happening last year. One of them like Kashmir Textile in Sadhu House. See, Kashmir Textile links with Sadhu House. Like this is like from culture from India and culture from state of Kuwait. The GCC, the textiles importance, like it shows like the tradition and the culture and the clothes are similar, Your Excellency. For the events.
Thank you for bringing this, because this is a very recent event, and only last week we did this event with Sadhu House and one of our popular companies, Kashmir Loom from India. They came in, they came with a lot of handicrafts, particularly Pashmina shawls, which are so known in Kuwait as well as the world. And they showcased very specific styles of weaving, the Kani and Sozni style in Kashmir. So it was very well received. We had very good number of people visiting the Sadhu House for the workshop as well as the event on which we had. And I'm sure not only the handicrafts from Kashmir, but people from Kuwait will go and visit Kashmir from tourism purpose. That's we call a small piece of paradise on earth. So, and there are people who have gone and they have a very, very fond memory of their visit to Kashmir. So, I would encourage more and more Kuwaitis to look at Kashmir as a summer destination, because a lot of Kuwaitis go for tourism to summers. We have excellent places like Kashmir or even in Himachal Pradesh or Uttarakhand. So I think that's where we would like to go.
And it's a good opportunity, so like to people see more about, we call it the India and Kuwaiti culture, especially with the sewing and the textile. It's a
Yes.
good thing, opportunity to people know more about Kashmir or province. So we know already like the Indian expatriate community are large in the state of Kuwait, one of the largest. So in your point of view, how it's like your role to cementing this relation between Kuwait and India? We see like we are being friends for a long time, and even before that diplomatic relation. So what's your role to cementing this strengthening relationship, Your Excellency?
If you ask me, I would say that our large expatriate community is our biggest strength in Kuwait. And they actually have forged the bonds of friendship between India and Kuwait. So they are the living bridge in my sense. And if you see them, when I talk to my Kuwaiti friends, what's the first? Yes, Indians, we like them for their trust, for their hard work, for the perseverance. And I can also say that they're the community of first choice in Kuwait. And you will find Indians in almost every sector, whether it is engineers or doctors or CEOs or nurses or drivers or domestic labor. So you'll find them across sectors because they have the skills in every kind of economic sector of activity.
Yes, this is the most important. That's why we always appreciate the bilateral diplomatic relation between the two friendly countries. This will talk more about Republic of India. We're celebrating the 75th anniversary for the Republic of India. What about the events? You already talked about the marching of the soldiers. I know this thing happening. We want to know more about the celebration. What's going on in the Republic of India during the celebration for the national days, Your Excellency?
No, that's what, as I mentioned, I think it's all festivities around the country. The schools celebrate it. Most of the schools will celebrate it. In Delhi, there will be celebrations. Even in all the embassies abroad, we will have celebrations with the Indian community, with our local friends. So that's how it's structured all around. So we look forward to the celebrations.
So now we're looking forward. Now we are at the beginning of 2024. New upcoming events, new happenings. So what about the future agenda for the embassy to celebrating and hosting events for this year, Your Excellency? We need to know more.
I can assure you we will continue doing what we left in 2023, and we have a number of events lined up. Obviously, I will speak as they come closer, but what we are looking at, starting from the Republic Day celebrations later this week, we are planning some events in February on something related to tree plantation. Last time we did beach cleaning and we had a lot of volunteers from our community join. So we're looking at tree plantation. We're looking at a big tourism event, particularly focusing on summer destinations in India.
Okay.
We are looking at an investment seminar as Investment Seminar 2.0, taking from the last. This time we will present specific proposals to our Kuwaiti friends. We are also looking at some other events on the cultural side. There is, I suppose, a cultural fest going to be organized in Kuwait University soon, and we will interact with the young generation of Kuwait there. So there are a number of ideas, and we would like to give shape this year.
That's why we always appreciate you are always joining us, Your Excellency. Now, we say all the time, Your Excellency, good times run very fast.
Thank you.
We didn't feel that time. Thank you so much for joining us, and we are happy that you are with us today, Your Excellency. You want any last word you want to say to the audience for this lovely day, for the celebration? If you want to say something, this is your camera. If you want to talk more about the celebration for the 75th anniversary, Your Excellency.
No, what I would say is I will wish all our Kuwaiti friends who are seeing this program a very happy new year, though it has been 15-20 days, but a very happy new year. And to all our Indian friends, brothers and sisters, a very happy Republic Day in advance. I look forward to seeing you in great numbers on 26 January.
Nice. Thank you so much for joining us, Your Excellency. So special thanks and appreciation for His Excellency, Dr. Adarsh Swaika. He's the Ambassador of India to the State of Kuwait. Now let's move to our next report with Hamad Al-Klaib and the secrets about the indoor agriculture. Stay tuned.
Hello, people, and we're back with the plant world again. Hamid Al-Kulayb here, and here to blast the myth that plants are hard to take care of. Number one, the plant world is big, just as the human world is. So choose the easy to take care of plants, just like you choose the easy to please people. And some are available everywhere in Kuwait and super easy to take care of. Be careful of not loving them too much, because too much love with these plants will kill them. One is the beautiful spider plant, where it'll grow faster than you can imagine, so be ready. It gets tips that look like they're spiders, hence the name, but these are different plants actually. Then second plant, which is the money plant, commonly known as, it has many varieties. It's called pothos, and you usually see it all over, like climbing everywhere. It's a low light plant. It does not like direct sunlight, and if you have it and it's kind of yellowing, that means you're giving it too much light. So take it to a less lighted place. Many of the top 10 NASA's air cleaning plants are available at your plant store near you and super easy to take care of, like to be dry between waterings, and some not. Snake plant is a commonly known plant. It comes in many varieties, Laurenti, cylindrica, and many. Google them and you will find them at a plant store near you. They love to dry between waterings, so resist the urge to keep on watering, because that'll make them, they call it wet feet, and they'll start shriveling and doing things you don't want them to be doing. Other plants are very easily and visual, and they'll tell you what they want. One of the easiest plants to actually watch is the spathiphyllum, which is also known as a peace lily. The peace lilies are low-light plants that actually truly show you whether they're watered or not. So commonly people wait for the peace lilies to wilt, and as soon as you water them, just give them like 20 minutes and they'll spruce back up as if nothing happened. This is common to the peace lily. The plant world can be as hard as you want it to be or as easy as you want it to be. Plants have been here for billions of years. We've been here less than a million. So I urge everyone, if they do love the plants, learn about them. These are not only decorations, these are life that lives on a different time frame than us. We live 60 years, they live in a different time zone. So notice them and you will learn a lot about your own life with their amazing solutions that preceded us and will feed on us after we die. Until next time.
And we came back again, dear viewers, with our second interview segment with our special guest for today. Artificial intelligence, the AI, is revolutionizing actually the field of medicine and healthcare by offering innovative solutions to complex challenges, from medical imaging and diagnostics to personalized treatment plans and predictive analytics. AI is reshaping the way medical professionals provide care and manage healthcare systems. So, let's welcome with great pleasure Dr. Nasser Al-Hadhoud. He's a consultant rheumatologist and internist. So, hello and good morning, Dr. Nasser.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me in this show.
You are most welcome, doctor. So today we're going to talk more about the artificial intelligence, the AI, and how actually it entered the technology and the healthcare. So, doctor, first of all, how has actually technology such as we mentioned, the artificial intelligence and the machine learning influenced the evolution of the medical diagnostics and treatment as well?
Yeah. It's been for a while right now. There has been lots of advances, especially in the field of medicine and surgery.
Yes.
In our field, and there, especially with the diagnosis of patients with certain conditions, certain diseases, as well as the treatment following that diagnosis, where there are certain advances, I would say, regarding either AI or genetic treatments, where they kind of assess lots of factors in that disease, as well as the involving the follow-up of such patients after certain treatments in that aspect.
That's amazing. So in your specialty, doctor, how has actually the developed, let's say, technology, and we know the medical actually technology has developed in the last, let's say, years, how actually can be entered in diagnosing some of the, let's say, the patients or some of the medical, let's say, cure?
Yes. In our field in rheumatology, and we usually like to depend on imaging,
Yes.
as well as ordering what we call autoantibodies. First, we talk about the imaging, and we talk about ultrasound diagnosing the patients with certain conditions, certain joint disorders, certain arthritis, where we use that ultrasound in a way where we look at the joint under ultrasonic waves and we diagnose them by that. What has been in advance as an advancement in these areas, where there are certain machines that we use where we can click a button that leads to adjustment of certain imaging technique, so that it can give us exactly the diagnosis or exactly the condition that we are looking at in that aspect from the joint disease.
Yes.
And there is also another modality, we call it CT. We usually do the CT, that's the imaging that what we usually use in medicine or rheumatology.
Yes.
There are certain modalities, what we call dual energy CT. They can diagnose certain conditions like gout or gouty arthritis without doing any test. They only do that imaging to diagnose specifically such conditions.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this is regarding the imaging. Yeah.
So regarding, let's say, about the diagnosing and the side effect, does really the medical technology and developments can really contribute in, let's say, reducing the side effect of diagnosing?
Yes. In diagnostic procedures,
Yes.
sometimes we need to do invasive procedures. Let's say if someone who has a swollen joint and has some fluid in the joint, we sometimes need to take fluid samples from the joint of the patient in our field in rheumatology. Certain diagnostic imaging, as the ones we mentioned, dual energy CT or ultrasound specific settings and the machine that we use, sometimes can prevent us or sometimes can lead us to the diagnosis without us doing certain invasive procedure. As well as in addition, there are some proteins, we call them autoantibodies, that can tell us directly about the diagnosis without putting the patient to any simple risks or of the procedures.
Yes. What about the treatment and the development actually that has been made in it?
Yes, there are certain treatment that has been developed in the field of rheumatology, and previously we had treatments that control the disease or the condition, let's say rheumatoid arthritis or systemic lupus erythematosus. In certain medications, we use them as to, let's say, suppress inflammation. Prednisolone, or what we call cortisone, is one of the oldest medications that we still use, which can suppress the inflammation as a whole. But what has been going on these years, there has been advancement in treatment where biologics and small molecules appeared. What do I mean by that? Certain medications target certain proteins that could cause inflammation. So instead of having side effects of other medications, we use one medication to target certain protein to reduce such inflammation and improve patient outcome dramatically.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we know that, Doctor, the medical research and the technology development is still continuing to be developed, let's say, and it won't stop until here, the AI. In your point of view, in the future, do you think that we're going to have some of, let's say, AI medical treatment that can eliminate some of the diseases? For example, let's say cancer, the bone cancer or something.
Yes, there has been lots of development in the field of immunology and cancer and so on.
Yes.
And there are certain conditions, especially in certain leukemias, they target certain genes with one medication.
Yes.
And then the patient later on get a test and they will tell him that you are genetically free.
Okay.
So you don't have such genetic error that caused the cancer. So certain medications that has been developed right now and still has it's used right now also in Kuwait, where you have complete cure of that certain condition, and one of them is leukemias.
Mm-hmm.
Certain condition where the patient is genetically cleared from such cancer.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
So maybe it's going to be more developed, let's say, in the coming future, inshallah.
Let's hope for that, inshallah.
Hopefully. So I've heard about some of the AI and robots can really do a whole operations on the human body.
Yes.
So and we're going to save actually more than a human being or a doctor can do the same operation. Is that really true, doctor?
Yes. Although my field is medicine,
Yes.
but you know that lots of research and development over that field of surgery where they use robotic procedures, where the robot under the supervision, of course, and the control of that certain surgeon, they can do certain procedures in certain excisions.
That's amazing.
That, yeah.
We are living in the really future, actually, doctor.
Yeah.
So following up, doctor, with the patients and the health condition of the patients is one of the most important procedures that any doctor can do. AI actually entered that field and that aspect. We'd like to know more about that, doctor.
About the follow-up?
The patients.
Yeah, and we have been doing lots of things about following up the patient, and there are lots of ideas that has been published by other studies and other countries, where we follow the patient in certain way and we integrate those follow-up data in certain AI specific statistical analysis.
Yes.
Where they eliminate the outliers and give you a certain result and a certain conclusion about whether the patient is benefiting or not, or you can see the response of that treatment and the patient outcome from such data and statistical analysis.
That's amazing. And I know, doctor, too many, let's say, people, the new generation are really enthusiastic actually about learning more about the AI, the artificial intelligence, and they are entering too many conferences, workshops, and also they are exchanging some experience from the expertise from here in Kuwait and outside Kuwait to have the latest update. So what do you think about that? It's really important to have such, let's say, workshops about the artificial intelligence and how can really it's important in the healthcare?
Yeah, it's been like a while since lots of worldwide conferences has been there, where we have in our field what we call ACR, American College of Rheumatology, or
Yes.
EULAR, European League Against Rheumatism
Yes.
conferences, where they discuss all these advances in a yearly basis. And we are following that up every year, because the field of rheumatology is expanding these days, and you can't stop at that point. You have to keep up with what's going on around the world with worldwide conferences, and
Yes.
they do have many advances each year, and we actually have to keep up with them.
Yes, for sure. To have the latest, let's say, update of the the most, let's say, developed technology and the artificial intelligence in the healthcare sectors. And also we have the most, let's say, developed machines and machines, actually, the medical machines here in our hospitals here in Kuwait. Isn't that, doctor? Is that really true?
Yes, yes. We do have many advanced machines in my field, the ultrasound, as well as the CT that we mentioned in there, where it's been in the worldwide developed already, and we already have trained ourselves onto that.
That's amazing. So do you have any last word, doctor, for our dear viewers?
Yes. For our viewers in the field of rheumatology, whenever you feel that you need to see a rheumatologist where you have joint pain, swelling, and things like that, always visit a doctor. Don't listen to people around you. Always visit your doctor and take the advice from the doctor rather than reading from the internet.
Well, that's amazing. There's actually a question just popped up in my mind,
Yes.
because we are living in a winter season.
Yes.
And the rheumatoid actually is spreading all over,
Yes.
especially for the elderly people. So do you have any advice for people, for patients?
Yes, for rheumatoid arthritis, the first advice I would say, keep your medications, stay on them, don't leave the medications. This is one. Second thing, stay warm, because the cold weather would hurt your joints, but might not mean that you have activity of your disease. And follow your doctor's advice always. Do not listen to what people say, because lots of what we hear is not true.
Yes, exactly. We have to consult the specialists.
Yes.
As you, doctor, thank you for your golden advices, and thank you for being here in our show.
Thanks. Thank you very much for yours.
You are most welcome. Big thanks and appreciation to our dear guest, Dr. Nasser Al-Hadhoud. He's a consultant rheumatologist and internist. So, dear viewers, don't go away. Let's have this tiny little break, and then we'll move on.
Dear viewers, we reached the end of our episode for today. Hope you enjoyed our segment. See you next time and have a good day.
Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.